So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that everyone here at some point in their life has made a paper plane. Now, if I were to ask you to go to the back of the room, do you think that you can make a paper plane and hit my hand? And then if I were to say that everyone else in the room is going to make a paper plane, and when you throw your paper plane, they're all going to throw theirs as well, are you confident not only you could hit my hand, but that you're not going to hit everyone else's plane? That's the problem that's faced by a satellite operator every day, except instead of a couple paper planes, they're dealing with a catalogue of over 22,000 pieces of space junk. And each of these pieces of space junk can easily destroy their satellite. But not only that, they've got the space environment, which is extremely affected by space weather, not only in things like temperature and density, but the amount of charged particles. And that's where we get into a bit of a problem, because you see, when you threw your paper plane, you sort of knew where it was going to go, and you could look at the other paper planes around you and sort of predict where they were going to be. We can't really do that with satellites. And that's not from a lack of trying. People have been trying to understand how satellites interact with the space environment and how the space environment changes with space weather. But what they've really been focusing on is the neutral environment. And that's where my research comes in. Because you see, the charged environment is also important, and no one's really looked at it. And what I mean by that is, at these altitudes, your density has decreased so much there's now actually a significant space that a particle can travel before it hits another one. So when we throw a paper plane down here and particles bounced off it, they almost instantaneously hit each other, and then that information that the plane was in the flow travelled upstream. At these altitudes, that doesn't happen because the particles can zip by one another and they don't learn about what's in the flow. And this creates a particular type of flow field and a particular sort of force. For charged particles, though, as they hit our satellite and they bounce off, they add some charge to the satellite, and they also then talk to their friends upstream through electric and magnetic fields. And so they create, again, a different sort of force, or a different flow field and a different sort of force. But it raises two questions. How big is this force? And also, how does it couple in to the neutral atmosphere? Because as our particle upstream moves out of the way, it could bump into its neutral friends and then transmit that information that it didn't know about earlier. And to be honest, the jury is still out on these questions. But by the end of my PhD, hopefully I'll be able to have more confidence in predicting where a satellite's going to be than you had in hitting my hand with a paper plane. Thank you.